Once upon a time, in the tiny village of Willowbrook, there stood an old mansion at the edge of an enchanted forest. The mansion had belonged to a kind old lady named Edna, but since she passed away many years ago, her spirit remained. Edna's ghost was unlike any other spirit you might think of. She was a cherubic, friendly ghost who loved making people smile. One sunny morning, a curious little boy named Benny moved into the mansion with his parents. Benny was an adventurous child, with curiosity that stretched as far as the sky was blue. Although the mansion looked creepy, Benny felt an odd comfort breathing its musty air, as if invisible arms were wrapping around him in a welcoming hug. The villagers often shared tales about the mansion being haunted, which intrigued Benny even more. One night, as Benny was lying in bed, a soft shimmering light appeared near his feet. It was Edna's ghost, looking like a glowing cloud with shiny, twinkling eyes. Initially startled, Benny soon noticed the warmth in her smile, and all his fear disappeared. "Hello, Benny," Edna said in a voice as soft as a lullaby. "I've been waiting to meet you." Benny sat up, his eyes wide with wonder. "You're a ghost. Are you going to haunt me?" Edna chuckled, a sound that echoed like the tinkling of wind chimes. "Oh no, dear boy," she said gently. "I only wish to be your friend. I love this old house and everyone who lives here. Would you like to explore it together?" From that night on, Benny and Edna became fast friends. They would explore the dusty corners of the mansion, discovering secret passageways and forgotten treasures. Edna loved sharing stories from the past. Edna especially loved tales about the enchanted forest that surrounded them, where magic was said to make trees dance under the moonlight. Benny learned so much from Edna about courage and kindness. As the days turned into weeks, Benny grew to love the mansion and his new ghostly friend. He often thought how lucky he was to have the friendliest ghost of Willowbrook as his companion. As for Edna, she was delighted to have found someone who appreciated her stories and her company, and she wanted nothing more than to make Benny's time at the mansion full of joyous memories. Through their adventures, Benny learned to appreciate the beauty of the old mansion and the charm of the village. The townsfolk noticed Benny's fondness for the mansion and grew less afraid of Edna's ghostly presence. The townsfolk saw Edna's presence now as a blessing rather than a curse, and so Benny and Edna continued to explore, laugh, and share magical moments, creating a bond that would last a lifetime. They proved that sometimes the things that seem frightening can turn out to be the very essence of friendship and love.